Joining me in the studio today is Preston Watkins, a 2012 graduate of ACU and JMC, and last night a recipient of the Gutenberg Award from the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Preston. So Preston has been for several years working at WebMD in New York and will be making a transition in a little bit. But first, tell me a little bit about what you have been doing at WebMD.
Sure. I joined WebMD in 2018 in there on the business side. You have the editorial department and then the kind of business, which is sales, marketing, et cetera. So I'm on the sales team and I manage partnerships with some of our non-endemic partners, which would be non-pharma, non-hospitals.
Okay.
So I sell across categories like beauty and skincare, insurance, finance, and others.
So you manage relationships with clients and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Clients, agencies, travel, to their offices, present capabilities, and just find ways for us to work together and build, strategic, hopefully long-lasting partnerships.
Yeah. So you graduated in 2012. So it's been 11 years since you graduated from ACU. What kinds of things did you do at ACU, and particularly in JMC, that helped prepare you for the kinds of things that you've done since you graduated?
Sure. I felt that the ad PR program specifically was a really good primer for real life agency work, real life even sales work. Being a part of Morrison Mitchell and working on campaigns for Red Thread movement and seeing teams put together events like Miss Frontier Texas and the Gutenberg, you see that real team collaboration and the process of bringing something from a brief from a client all the way through a real production or a real idea. That takes teamwork, it takes listening, it takes the opportunity to share an idea that might be accepted, might be rejected, and then really work on it. And that's what we do every single day. That I think that's the real life experience. It was really valuable.
What kind of memories do you have of when you think about being in school? What do you think about?
Well, I was a student worker here, so I spent way too much time in the JMC department, which was great. I graded all of my classmates' papers, also great. I remember specific classes. We were just discussing the comp design
Communication
class.
design.
Yeah, communication design class. I remember that, and then ad creativity and copywriting. I really enjoyed, and I just remember being always so inspired and entertained by my classmates because this major really allows you to be creative and kind of flex those muscles, even though that may not be the track that you take. So I liked that a lot. And then of course study abroad. I went on study abroad right after my freshman year. And it was cool because I got to know people who were in my own class, but also those who were on their way out. And it was a lot of fun to just mix and mingle with others in the department that way.
That was a great group that you went on study abroad with.
Yeah, it was cool.
I'd seen that picture last night.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the new position.
Sure. So on Monday, I'll be starting at Snapchat. My title is Senior Account Executive, so I'll be managing partnerships between Snapchat and LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, managing some advertising relationships with their fashion and luxury and beauty brands.
So that's Louis Vuitton.
Dior.
What else? What is Christian Dior? Well, is Dior used to be Christian Dior?
Yeah, still. Well, yeah. Excuse me. Christian Dior.
Okay.
Fendi, Kenzo, Givenchy, Benefit Cosmetics. Fresh.
I can't even say those. I can't even.
It takes a little practice.
They're so upscale, I can't even say it. So, well, that's great. That's great. How do you manage those? What's the biggest challenge there?
Sure. So I think, something that you learn on the business side when you even from, you have the agency side, right, where you're maybe planning campaigns on behalf of these clients, and then on the business side, you are trying to become a part of their media plan. You want to work together, right? So you learn how to not only sell your capabilities, but you kind of sell against other companies, or even position yourself so that it makes sense for you to be in the mix. So at Snapchat, there are a lot of other social media platforms that companies are advertising with. TikTok, Meta, X. I don't know if anyone's still on there, but we'll see. And so that will be a big challenge for me, because I'm coming from the most legacy, health information publisher online. We have a major presence. We're one of the top 50 websites, period. So learning how to kind of position Snap against other really major platforms that also have staying power, larger reaches against audiences like millennials and above. Mm-hmm. So that'll be a challenge, but it'll be fun.
Let me ask you about the challenge of the industry, particularly about being salt and light in the world, which we know that we want to be. As Christians, we want to be salt and light. Mm-hmm. What particular challenges have you seen as you work to do that?
Sure. I think it can be multi-pronged when you approach that thought, right? Advertising in general can seem a bit superfluous. We're not doing always, work that necessarily matters for the greater good, right? We may be pushing the economy forward or like promoting a specific product, but there's not always that really deep, rich meaning behind our work. And even heading into this role and working with, top tier luxury brands, like it's superfluous, right? Who needs that? No one. So there is that kind of challenge of thinking about, what am I doing and what am I doing that really matters? I think the other side of it is there's a lot of stress in the industry. People are, egomaniacs a little bit, and you work with some very interesting characters, which is fun and funny, but it's hard to keep a level head sometimes. So I try to really maintain a very kind of calm presence at work, something very even, and I try to treat everybody equally, and really kind of showcase that there's something different, like in my heart, that maybe will help stand out. And I've had conversations start just like, how do you maintain such a calm presence? How is it that you are so even? And that gives the opportunity to talk about my faith and my upbringing and my time at ACU. And I hope that answers the question a little bit. But
yeah. My thanks to Preston Watkins for joining us today in the ACU TV studio.